Thank you. Good night. Lots of decay. Lots of decay. Lots of prelude. What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Let me turn up this brightness here so I can see the comments. There we are. Peak brightness, beauty. What's going on? Baju. Bajuchu. I probably botched that. Someone somewhere waiting for you. Absolutely, I could see this in various contexts. Beautiful. Somewhere is waiting for you too. Yes. Beautiful. We all are here for each other. Unified love. What's going on, Heaven? Welcome, Heaven. That's a different key. It's crazy. I don't know why I didn't realize it earlier, but it's crazy how the pickasso bow, which makes sense the way this bow strikes, really is meant to be aimed at least in this instance, on a very strange like angle. It's like an angle that's like on a 45 going that way. It's very weird. It's very weird. Hello, hello. Man, I've been re-exploring some Arctic Monkeys lately. And particularly the one song, When the Sun Goes Down. Such a dope song. Such a beautiful song. So British. Got a key shift. We want to stay in this key though. Yeah, the major scale. Got to do that. Such a beautiful day right now. I mean, it's kind of like foggy, but it's foggy and bright. Foggy and bright. Some key shifts right here. Gotta find the perfect angle for that. Absolutely. Just pure flow. Yes, I've been feeling super stoked on these synthesizers recently, where it's like just so much versatility. You know, I love the piano so much. So much versatility. Improv. Let's key shift back into the major key. Yeah. Still a minor key. Let's just go right into it. Interesting. Shifting those keys. What is going on? I'm just gonna flip off the fireplace. Yeah, I'm good, brother. I'm just chilling. Life's been pretty dope. I've ordered myself a really sick hat. I've been experimenting with synths which have been blowing my mind compositionally. I feel very on fire. Playing around a lot with the D sharp minor key. I'm blending that a lot with the pan flute. I love it because a lot of this is like I'm kind of experimenting in a freeform way with sort of the key, a similar key that Hans Zimmerman's Last Samurai is in. Because I'm going to hear it a lot where it's like the flute, you know, the pan flute captures a lot of the secondary melodies, the flute melodies in the score. And then it's like the synths is like the strings naturally. Yeah, a lot of melodies that flow through in that same key, which I love. Please imagine being in a forest. Heck yeah, brother. I'd say, absolutely, homie. C'est la vie. That is the vision. That is the vision. You can, warriors. Wicked. Yeah, I'm feeling inspired. At some point, I'll probably go to the forest and hang in the forest. Do some live streams out that way, just to kind of create. Thank you, brother. Saying a forest of the mythical creatures and owls. I mean, facts, brother. I think that's successfully what my aesthetic lends into. I'm trying to figure out. There's a way that I can post a question and answer, sort of like a. How do I do this? Chat filter. No. Chat filter. So messages. There was a way I know I could post like a question and answer portion that I was putting, that I want to sort of throw out a question, you know, for people to think about. I don't know where that function went. Huh. Yeah, very curious. One second. The pinch harmonics, yes. I feel you, brother. Honestly, it's crazy. I find in the relation of matching these synth strings, just the harmonics blend so beautifully, especially as I'm, playing in this one particular key. How to do that with that hand? That resonates so well. Yeah, these synths have just been brilliant. Hello, bro. Yeah, I can't tell if you're trolling me, bro, but I think the answer is the same every single time. I am a straight, yeah, I'm pretty much a quintessential example of a straight man. Yeah, I have a woman in my life. I have historically for years. I'm not sure if that's like a genuine curiosity for some sort of like weird, what's the word? Some stigma you're trying to unpackage, or it's like a weird meme. Yes, I love woman, brother. I love feminine energy. How about you? How about you, my guy? What is your preference? Yes, that's it. Straight, but you like lesbians. Cool, man. Nothing wrong with that, I'd say. So happy. Yeah, thanks for sharing, bro. Thanks for sharing with the class. Yeah. Those major key things. Wicked from your new iPhone. That's tight. I'm sure I'm looking mega HD. I got a Google Pixel phone myself the other week, and yeah, very clear. I'm sure it sounds great. It looks great. Yeah, I've been just killing it with this synth lately, and blending in all these dimensions of harmony and harmonics and whatever. It's great. Appreciate that, Mr. Singh. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that also. I try to be mellow, or just like, yeah, I'm just kind of convey my energy. Hear about the Epstein Island. I've seen some articles, brother, and yeah, it's looking harrowing as per usual. Yeah, no comment. That's pretty fucked. We all know how bonkers that is. I have a question. When are you gonna stream outside? Probably soon, actually, brother. Yeah, I've had the forethought where it's very nice out. It's very like beautiful out. So honestly, maybe in the next like 20 minutes, I'll just grab my phone and go kick it in the forest, Show some of these beautiful Canadian forests. Good evening, brother. What's going on, Lomar Arts? Yeah, I have no interest in reading about the weird, yeah, what's the word? The constant chaos and controversy of, the Epstein files and all that. I'm sure all of us, we have strong opinions, against how fucked all of that is. But, yeah, I think a lot of it to some degree, like, without getting into depth, it's kind of like, it's, politics and news and all the weird stuff that is doing its thing. It's trying to like distract us, but also trying to evoke a reaction. I don't know. I don't think people like Epstein or any of those weird, yeah, human beings or monsters deserve our attention or our energy. That's all I'll say about that. Hope they all die in jail. I don't know. How do you pronounce this word? Scheduled? Scheduled. Is that like a meme? I think some people pronounce the word scheduled like scheduled or something. It's scheduled, brother. It's scheduled. Tonight. Absolutely. I am just improvising hecka, brother. Just non-stop. Yeah, yeah. It's morning, it's lunchtime for me. Very much I'm just kind of creating mixtures of synths and bells and lots of beautiful sounds, yeah. Just sharing some of the good energy that's been flowing through in my life and transmuting it into beautiful music. Gotta find the right key to perfectly synchronize. Banger. Bangers. Well, thank you. Thank you, brother. It's interesting trying to like weave between these majors and minors. These like minor and major scales, but it's like there's so much. 100,000 watching, a million or something. Sick, bruv. I agree. Let's go. I mean, we're closer than you think, I imagine. Well, not actually to like whatever that's. If you're talking about like the whole view hours, but yeah, it's what is it? 92 subscribers, and then we're at 1,000, which will be big things. Well, I imagine that's where I get the unlimited viewership. So that's the goal. It's gonna happen soon, very soon, my friends. Yes. The trees are talking. Yeah, brother, definitely in the forests. I love, I'm probably at some point gonna grab my stream and head to the forest for a period. And it's so harmonious just to kind of like, what I did for a while, especially when it was like COVID and I was doing lots of mushrooms or just doing some mushrooms at periods. I would go and hang out in the valleys of Westwood and just literally listen to the birds and of course the sounds of the trees and stuff and the wind, and I would just improvise on top of it, where it's just like I would hear the wind and the birds and just kind of like fill in the gaps. It's just interesting. Gotta find the perfect spot for that. Yes, they say strings don't speak loud. They say everything the heart is scared to say. Absolutely, brother. I mean, I feel, yeah, guitar, innately, all, sort of creative expressions, but guitar, I think, is a very powerful way to listen in deeper to what you, all, I think, songwriting as a whole. It's like it allows you to sort of like feel into the emotions and the emotional context that you can't really put into words. It's the same thing with dance, I feel, in various. And be it that emotional context is like happiness or sadness or turmoil or joy or ecstasy. It's just like, yeah, there's surely so many expressions that cannot be put into words. But music can say it. Or dance. Say drugs. I wouldn't consider magic mushrooms a drug, but yes, psychedelic mushrooms, absolutely. Yeah. Strings of thought. Come to Brazil, and why are you playing this big pastel? I'm curious what you mean by that, brother. You mean the pastel, you mean the pan flute. It's a flute. So yeah, Romanian style. Whacked my microphone. Let's stay there. Let's stay there. Legendary. That's legendary, just a star. Let's have a conversation. In guitars. What kind of guitar is this, you say? With you have? Cheers, yeah, brother. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. I definitely get that, especially when I have like my hair down and I'm like, yeah, I definitely look similar to Heath. Harmonics. See if I can record some of these melodies. Just a few mistakes. Phenomenal. All right, I think what we're going to do is, I think it's high time to go for a stroll. Ah. I'm gonna make some cacao and then yeah, go for a walk in the forest. Hold on. Beautiful. See if that blesses the algorithm. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna create some cacao. 30 seconds. what I find is powerful about, say, playing music or expressing or, just speaking your thoughts in your mind when you're in the forest is very much like it is a silent space. It's a safe space, naturally. At least the forest that I live in, they're untouched forests. They're very silent. They're very, quiet and untouched. And I think it's really like this is where phenomenal things flow through. Naturally, if you desire to, say, sit with mushrooms. Oh, looks like I hit my recording button by mistake. But yeah, it's like I think powerful things can occur when you basically introduce silence, when you introduce a space where you can let creative energy flow through. And for me, this is what the forests are, very actively. Okay, let's kind of mount this camera here. Also, shout out camera mounts. Shout out creative videography footage. Makes being a streamer so fun. Just having creative angles. And exploring creative angles. There we are. Let's make sure that's nice and tight. Beauty. And I really feel that's, in my experience, I mean, there's something so beautiful surely about, being a creator that is just having the ability to, say, create and stream in your room or maybe do like studio recordings. But I really think the beauty of being a streamer or just being a content creator really comes forward when you are mobile, when you are in the world, when you're immersing yourself. Be it if it's just you're letting thoughts and ideas circulate, or if you're just interacting, of course, with people, with human beings. Because that's kind of the point in many regards, is like interacting with humans, be it if it's obviously through a stream, but obviously also as it is in the real world. Because that's where humans are. That's where humanity is. So it's beautiful to have the leisure to be like, all right, you can connect with humans in your room, but it's like the world is vast. The world is beautiful. Yeah. Let's see. I'd say that's pretty good. So that's probably good, I'd say. Where we're gonna go is probably just a silent forest, so don't really need probably a whole lot of amplification. But we're here for the visuals, we're here for the visual elements. Let's actually do something quick. That's gonna go there. Alright, so what do I need here? I don't think I need anything. That nice and adjusted. Beautiful. More of the guitar. Alright. Take some of this. Yes, sir. 92 subscribers away. That honestly feels like nothing compared to the grander scheme of how this is unraveled. 92, and we're at the big 1K. That's just legendary as fuck. Feels surreal. Alright, I think I got everything I need. I think. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Because that's the beauty. It's like streaming, I think, it has a beautiful audible element, right? When I'm speaking, making music or whatever. But surely, streaming is not just about the audible element. It's about the whole picture, like the visual element. It's like, let me just put on these socks here. It's like, when you see good like vlogs, right? You see just vlogs of people wandering different countries or just wandering around their neighborhood and just capturing the scene. I think there's just something so beautiful about just like everyday experience, captures of everyday areas of people living their human lives and just creating a visual experience. So simple, but it goes very far. Alright, do I need this? Probably. Yeah, I think we're golden. Wow. What is good? What is good? Let's finish this cacao. Hell yeah. Onward into the real world. Actually, I might need to bring my Picasso book. Well, no. Let's keep it focused. It's so silent right now. It's beautiful. It's the perfect time of day to do a stream, really. What is good? What is good? What's poppin' Floyd Rose? What's poppin' Mistake in Musician? Beautiful. Nicky tune, Nokia tune. Like the Nokia theme on the phone? I don't know that, brother. .360. We're in the human realm. Hear those crows. And of course, check this. You might be able to see I guess I have to like zoom in. There's a mountain over there. It's like you can see Baker Mountain. Phenomenal. Yes, sir. Master of Puppets. Have yet to get into Master of Puppets. I've actually been kind of unpackaging, honing 3s and 7s, honing Arctic Monkeys, and the sun goes down. That song has been a song that's been like stuck in my head, so I think that's the one. That's the one, bro. Man, it's almost like this Google Pixel phone is so much heavier. I got a short to the 4.5K range. That's legendary, bro. Congratulations. Yeah, that happened to me like last week. I was just like, damn. And honestly, for me, I almost feel like the difference between getting a short to like 2,000 versus like 4,000 or 5,000, it's not really that significant, but it is like, it's nice to see. It's like, it feels good. Feels good to hit different numbers. In my experience, it's all about how many subscribers and how much engagement I get from the shorts. And also just like, if people genuinely enjoy it. Yeah. This is the fun of living on top of a mountain. It's just, everything is just is a view. I mean, part of that is like, everything's also on an incline. So if I'm walking or running places, everything's kind of like uphill. So it's even increasingly difficult. Now, where my mind's been at lately, via content creation, of course, has been trying to stream as effectively and consistently as possible to hit 1,000. 1,000, baby. Such a number. But the idea is also, I've had my eyes set on trying to create really comprehensive, really high quality, long format content. Particularly, like, I'm creating various dynamics. Some are just like, guitar lessons. Some are like Reddit responses that are speaking about guitar stuff. But I've been like really hyped on the idea of just like pulling the trigger on really high quality
very comprehensive long format YouTube content. And I know I could just like release lots of bangers. Of course, alongside just putting original music on the long format. This is genuinely a perfect day for streaming. It's like quiet and chill in the neighborhood, but then it's also blue skies and it's like sunny, but not crazy sunny, which I'd be pretty happy still if it was crazy sunny. Check this out though, friends. This is Westwood. Let's hit that button properly. Oh, I'll miss it again. Westwood. All these trippy, artistic mansions. You can see it's like very crispy. Footage is clear, the streets, there's another mansion. Yeah. It's fun though. Very interesting, what's the word? Architecture. Lots of very interesting architecture. Nobody. I feel like the homie is asking for the badge. Yes, yes. I feel like this homie is genuinely asking for the, what's it called? The timeout 24-hour golden badge. I'm happy to grant you, brother. I feel like whatever this homie's name is. Commander, of course, classic. He's so close. He's gonna get that beautiful 24-hour timeout badge. You got this, bro. It's all good, brother. Keep on trolling, brother. Keep on projecting that huge ego of yours, brother. Don't worry, you'll be timed out in no time. I believe in you, brother. Anyways, back to the comments. Yeah, stop spamming the chat, Commander. I know you love me, bro. I know you're projecting all your weird insecurities about your own finances and all this weird shit, but that's okay, brother. We still love you. You're still welcome here. You're wasting chat space. You're wasting the chat space. I smell. Damn right I smell, brother. I'm a human being. I smell great. Let's see. So how do I undo badge? Bro, the badges I ban you. The badges you get knocked the fuck out on my chat. It's all good, brother. It's a matter of time. Don't stress. Don't stress. I guess so, bro. I never asked for this. This is not the life I chose, but the chiseled jaw, I guess it bested him before we even had a real conversation. The homie just freaking dunked on himself. He just yammed on himself and he's gone. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's all good though. We're here for the guitar, the music, and the forest. Like, not for the the little back and forth. Welcome, Aenia. A-E-N-A-A girl. Message retracted though, but that's okay. That's okay. Welcome, brother. Wong Ka Q. That's wicked, brother. Welcome to this portal. Almost at the forest. We're almost at the forest. Walking this 5-minute walk, enjoying these crispy, freshly rained on streets. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. What's that? LA. Bro, I'm in Canada. How far gone are you, bro? Your perception. This is Canada, brother. This is British Columbia. I've never even been to LA. Yeah. It's your boy, that's right, it's Heath. I'm back, bro. Playing guitar licks for all the human beings of Earth. Yeah. So LA. Well, that's a shame, bro, because I've never even been to LA. Yeah. All right, well, put a user in timeout. I'll give, I won't throw you the 24-hour badge, brother. That's 30 minutes, 30-minute timeout. That's all good. You know, we're happy to entertain the homies rambling and weird ass projections, but we don't want to waste the chat space. You know, we have genuine interactions that are present, and that's what we're here for. Yes, sir. Almost in these beautiful nature coves. Doesn't use. Brother's got so much to say. What a life the buddy must live. And honestly, this is the worst part is Commander isn't even good at roasting. Like, brother's just sitting there spending this time dropping all these bombs, all these bangers, these zingers, but he's not even good at it. He doesn't even know how to roast somebody. That's the shame, brother. Hopefully he'll get it. You know, hopefully he'll figure it out. He'll figure out how to have a real interaction, how to, you know, do real comedy. And that's what we hope for the homie. You'll figure it out one day, brother. You'll figure out how to do comedy. I get you. I believe in you. Yes, sir. Here we are. Here we are. Well, 360 in the valleys. We just here, bro. Yeah, there's the mountains, bro. In Canada. Yeah, it's crazy. I know. I kind of low-key wish there was snow right now, but here we are. You can kind of see this if I flip this. The mountains, they're over there if we kind of walk this way. There's not even snow. Usually there's snow in the mountains, but it's like, I guess just not snow time. Yeah. It's cool though. I mean, I'm actually at peace with the mountains if they're, you know, if it's cold as fuck, because I like the cold. I do cold plunges every single day on day 29. So very much, yeah, I just like sprint to the rivers, even if it's snowing, even if it's raining, and I do cold plunges. And it is beautiful. Very good for the body and the physiological body. Anyways, let's scroll up to the comments, because it looks like homie Commanders spammed the chat. So let's see what the people had to say. Heaven said, guess what? What is poppin'? It's nice you live near nature. Absolutely, brother. I feel blessed in that regard. It's kind of like a sacrifice in some regard because I don't live very close to society. I'm like an hour and a half at least away from anything that's like community built, or I mean, I live near gyms surely and like, you know, little stores and stuff, but I'm not near like the city, which is kind of the appeal of being in BC often. But yeah, I live very close to nature. I can basically spend all day in nature if I desire to. Here we are, it's nature. So we have the less chosen path, and of course the regular path. So we have this path and this path. I think we'll take this path. This is the weird path. It's not really the official path, but it's very nice, it's very scenic. You can kind of sneak in here. And then as you can kind of see, this chosen path is like on top of it all. You basically get this like large view. You can just see everything. Brilliant. A friend lives in Nanaimo. That's legendary. Nanaimo is very interesting. It's very out there. It's very out there. Commander. Huh. I swore. What happened here? There's no way the 30-minute timeout was already gone. I don't know, maybe that was just from a while back. Yeah, Nanaimo's actually pretty chill. Like, I've been to, you know, Victoria Island, which is like, yeah, sort of on the brink of that area. Beautiful area. It's kind of similar where it's all just very warm out and very, yeah. I must say, Commander, I appreciate your dialogue shifting to intrigue about psychedelics. I'm not on psychedelics. I love psychedelics, but I have not done psychedelics. I'm kind of a quintessential example of a dude that's sober. I love sobriety. I take microdoses every once in a while, but yeah. We love sobriety and partying. Good times. You know I'm tripping sack. Well, it appears you don't know much about humanity, my guy. It appears you know just as much about altered states of consciousness as you do about comedy. And it seems both you suck at. You got some work, my friend. But it's all good, brother. You'll get there. You'll figure it out. You'll figure out life's truths. You got this. It's not a marathon. Or it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's not a sprint. We'll all get there together. All right, so we're officially deep in the forest. We're in this place. We're not in society anymore. I mean, we are in a sense, but we're not inside of four walls. That's a good feeling. Would you please turn again the camera? Absolutely, brother. I would be happy to. Look at this Google Pixel HD. So nice. This is what it's all about, my friends. This is. Let's get around these little... This is where I do my cold plunges actually every day. Right over here. Gotta kind of get past these giant ass branches. There we go. Right there. Got my chair that I built a long ass time ago. As you guys can probably maybe see, my the video, one of my recent song, what did I call it? It's Nature Unified. Yeah, this is where I shot the nature, which is kind of clear. It's like these beautiful forests served as a beautiful visual. And I feel actually probably what I'll do today at some point is I'll capture another visual, probably somewhere else, for a couple of the new songs that I'm releasing. Yeah. I mean, dog, if I could pick mushrooms here, I would, but that's not where they grow. That's not how it is. I make more music than you. Bruv, Commander, you're not a musician. Don't fuck with me, bro. You can pretend to be a garbage comedian, you can pretend to be a garbage psychonaut philosopher, but you can't fool me, bro. You're not a musician. You're not a musician. True musicians don't dump and project and trauma dump like you do, bro. Come on, don't kid yourself. And if you are a musician, here's my thoughts to you, brother. You should put down the phone, get off YouTube streams, and start playing the guitar, brother. Stop trying to project and dump all your weird projections and start practicing, dog. This is your time. You gotta practice more. Less yapping, more practicing, brother. There's some unsolicited advice for you, bro. All right, we're at the peak spot. This is one of my favorite spots right here. It's very mellow, very central, very central. Get to jube, bro. I'm not rich, bro. I wish. Maybe one day, once I blow up as a YouTuber, this is what I'm bringing into the world. No, I'm not rich, bro. Everything I've ever had, I've worked my ass off for. It's hard facts. Yeah. Jealous of your lifestyle. I doubt it, bro. I don't know, dog. All I can say is, if you're a musician, you're dropping the ball, homie. Like, you're really dropping it. You've missed the point. You've missed the mark. You know, again, I commend you for picking up a guitar, but if you're a musician and you have time to sit there and dump on other people, let alone musicians, then you're not doing the music thing right, my guy. You gotta put down your YouTube, put down your phone, and pick up your guitar and freaking get it, brother. some more free, unsolicited, or unsolicited advice for you, my dog. Take it or don't. It doesn't really matter to me. Guitar. Damn, son. It's all good. It's all good. This is me using this guy as an opportunity to practice, I don't know, a stand-up comedy routine. Because this guy's just free comedy, bro. He's just comedy gold. Yeah. But hey, I mean, if he picks up a lesson or two, beautiful. I don't know, I swear, I put him in timeout for 30 minutes. It's definitely not been 30 minutes. So we're giving him, don't worry. I mean, I already told the homie, he's fully aware, he's fully conscious of, he's really worked. Like, let's give Commander a hand. He's really worked hard to earn that 24-hour timeout badge. Like, homie, he's really done it. Like, congratulations, brother. No one's earned that 24-hour timeout badge more than you, brother. So thank you. Like, thank you. Just pure entertainment. I love it, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you. Right. I think we're going higher. I mean, we're right by the forest rivers here. I like your laugh. Thank you, brother. It's a very jestful laugh. Yes, sir. Yeah. It's just happened. I am just like a jesting. Stalin. I have no idea who either of those people are, brother. I'm assuming it's politics, but yeah. Can you play nearby the river? Absolutely, friend. Trying to find the spot. There's a lot of good spots around here. We'll go to the core spot. Yeah. The thing with playing by the river is like, I can't tell. I mean, I think when I've listened back to the audio, it's pretty balanced where you can hear the guitar. But for me, I can't really hear myself play, which is not a massive ordeal, but I like to be able to hear myself play and trust that audio is balanced. But I mean, you can't win them all, I suppose. Sweet. All right. Welcome to the rivers. This is a live stream. We are live streaming. Oh, slippery. Well, let's not go on that rock. Yeah, it's slippery as fuck. I think what I can do at some point is I have a tripod. I'll hook up my tripod and kind of just like play guitar with the tripod in action. I think this is a good spot. It's very cool. Hell yeah. This is what's good. But I've done cold plunges right here. This is a prime spot. Not really that deep, but it's nice. This is top tier content, my friends. Okay. Whew. I think I'm gonna find a good spot and set up my tripod. That's the move. let's go back to the start of the chat. If you're far enough. Yeah, that's exactly. I think I know exactly what to do here. Absolutely. I feel you, bro. This is the vibe. I feel good about this. Like, this just feels good. This is what I do, you know, just in my free time anyways. But then just to bring it alongside to a stream, that's beautiful. Sharing is caring or something. So beautiful. I love, though, this Google Pixel phone really does these shots justice. Like, this is just such pure, crisp video quality. All right, so what we can do here. Yeah. So what we'll do here is we can take this baby, kind of screw this off of here. Yeah. There we are. And kind of just that. Pop that right there. I feel like instances like that where we have, you know, the one fellow just like, you know, just trauma dumping or whatever he was doing, just projecting his weird little belief system. It's like, I feel like that's comedy gold, or just like content gold. I don't think that's what my channel's about per se. It's like, yeah, but I find that entertaining. I find that very entertaining. Cancer. No, sir. I am cancer free. I've never, yeah, I have zero health problems. I just have very long hair. My hair is like down to here. So I wrap it, I tie it up, and I wear a bandana. I'm gonna get a haircut though, probably next week. And I'll have my hair down to like my shoulders or something. So I'll probably just rock it as per usual. All right, so here we are. Cry about it. Absolutely, dog. Is Nick the reincarnation? Is homie the reincarnation above a fucking, what's his name? Of Commander. So that's. I have been here. I've been here at full moon all different times of the year, brother. Yeah. All right, so here we are. Here we are, my friends. Rivers. Bro, I swear, Nick. Okay, Nick. So I guess Commander is Nick. Bro has like so many accounts, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's fine. I know exactly how to read this. Let's sit. This is what I love about pan flute cases. Pan flute cases literally double as seats. It's literally like a perfect place to sit. Hell yeah. Missed that key there, but that's okay. Okay.
Excellent. Welcome, welcome, brother. Welcome from the UK. W's in the chats. I'm assuming the audio's good, but let's see. Place down right here. Let's go back to the major key. This nature around here is awesome. Mosquitoes. Grab my own stuff. Perfect. Welcome, young. What's good, Marcel? What's good, brother? Put that right there.
Beautiful, beautiful day. Appreciate that, appreciate that. Life is pretty dope, I must say. I'm a pretty blessed dude. I think I'm really happy of where I'm at in life. Been really working to get to this place, but yes sir. Hell yeah, what's good, Capt K? Sick. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because it goes without saying, you know, there we are. It's like life as an artist, quintessentially, is not very easy. Like, it's like a thing that I've recognized over the years. I mean, I devote myself to various disciplines, be it like martial forms, you know, athleticism, XYZ, where like I believe in, you know, ikigai, like the dimension of harmony within your practices. You know, everything that you do, it complements and intrinses with the other elements. But quintessentially, you know, the life as a guitarist, say, or as like an artist, you know, trying to bring your artistry and break through into the modern sort of context of society, very difficult. Like, it's really, I'll be honest, only last like few years, maybe like 4 or 5 years tops, have I truly been able to like really harness my ability to like hone my path as an artist. And I've been an artist for like 16 years, so it's like 4 years, maybe like 2, 3 tops, truly, out of 16 is a lot. You know, it's a lot to feel that level of like, almost like alienation alongside feeling like, you know, you really have to like carve your path and really like almost prove something to yourself, which is sort of like an archetype, I think, of all artists. You move from this place of desiring to validate yourself, and then eventually it becomes like a desire to unify and empower and do all these other beautiful things. But I think what I'm simply saying is, yeah, it's like, shout out to all the artists out there that are trying, that are forming and forging your path. You know, if you really are devoted to this path, beautiful things will manifest, beautiful things beyond than you could even imagine. But surely it's like, you know, it's important to stay balanced, it's important to stay inspired, you know, important to stay inspired on your vision, to be really honest with yourself and where the path you are on. And I think the simplest part of what I'm saying is something I've learned very early on is something magic or fantasy. Absolutely. I feel like as an artist, it's important to honor your path, honor the unique path that you are carving. Like, this is a perspective that I told myself and I found myself learning over the years, is only you know your unique path, right? You know, it's like only you know the unique path that you are carving, that you are walking. And I think it's a quintessential fallacy to try to get lost in the opinions and expectations of society, or what people try to tell you, maybe what you think your path looks like versus what your unique path is. You know, if your path is unique, which it is, especially as, say, an artist, let yourself recognize the unique nature of this path, and recognize if you're walking a path that's never been done, that's never been walked, then realize how rare this is and how you are the creator. You carve every path and every step. Anyways. But it's an honor. It's always an honor. It's always an honor, friends. Always something magic. W to you, Pamela. What's good? What's good, Pamela? W. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Google Pixel quality phone. Phone quality. High tier video quality. Yes, W's. Place nearby my house, practice every day. Beautiful, brother. Yeah, I actually, sometimes, like, I'm new to acting. Like, I work in the film industry. I'm like a background actor. I do some regular acting, but I'm pretty new to the whole realm. But, yeah, I sometimes come out to the forest to practice, like, these elaborate characters. Because that's just so fun, It's like, yeah. What is good? Music, philosophy, and vibes. Appreciate you, brother. That's literally the entire channel. At least that's what it is for now. It's like just music, philosophy, and musician community. That's what I love. That's what I love to bring. It's what I love to hold space for in my life. And I really feel like, I'll be honest, a lot of this, because the funny thing is this channel, I've spoken this once or twice, this channel basically has been birthed from Magic Mushroom Conquest. Like, that's honestly Magic Mushroom Conquest in the forest during COVID. In that time frame, I spent immense amount of times in these forests, pretty much every day, sometimes for like several hours, sometimes, just running around the forest. I spent so much time in these forests reflecting, conceptualizing, philosophizing, writing music, conceptualizing. Like, I did so much of this in the forest, and this is where this entire channel intention was birthed. I was like, you know what? This is what I desire to embody. So whether I'm, chilling in my house or I'm like walking around, my community, this is the roots. This is the roots of this YouTube channel. It is like chilling in the forest, talking about philosophy, writing music, and talking about the things that inspired me and sharing this. Like, that's really, and I think in, the future, I would love to take this on a direction where I'm literally just chilling in the forest, capturing video angles, playing music, talking about philosophies, like having free-form talks. That is literally the essence of how this channel has become. So, yeah, it makes sense. And I'm glad it resonates. Interesting. I'm not sure what you're saying, brother, but thank you. Thank you, Lemo. What's good, Victor? What's good, brother? What's good, brother? How many years have you spent in the forest? I mean, I think as many years as my life, I don't spend like insane excess times in the forest, but I absolutely, I've lived in Westwood Plateau, so this is like a brink. It's like on the brink of Coquitlam, where it becomes all deep forest. It's all just like these forests, they run for literally endless miles. Like, if you look on the map, right, where British Columbia basically has Coquitlam Westwood is the brink of the entire, I'd say, deep forests that run for endless miles, all of where northern BC extends. So basically, like, if you look on the maps, there's like Eagle Ridge Mountain, which is what Westwood is. And it extends into deep Eagle Ridge Mountain, and then that extends into like glacier lakes, native reserves, native lakes, and then it goes to the Rocky Mountains. So basically Westwood Plateau, where I'm at, is the starting. It's the starting point. It's literally the beginning of where all of BC becomes civilization, society becomes deep, untouched forests. But this is the beginning. It's literally like the beginning trail. So that's kind of why I find it so unique. I could literally do shrooms, spend like 5 hours in the forest if I want, and endlessly go. Like, I could just wander, and I've done this. Where I'll wander for like 3 or 4 hours, reach these glacier lakes, disappear into the forest, and then I'll, wander back home. And it's a blessing. It is a blessing. Play some fire. I got you, brother. Dark horse. The shirt is unforgivable. What an interesting words. I think your perception of my shirt is unforgivable. Disgraceful. It's a shirt, brother. It's a beautiful shirt. There you go, brother. Shredding. Mosquitoes. These mosquitoes, man. These mosquitoes. I hope you enjoyed the shredding, brother. It's a blessed place. It is. This is like truly blessed. Eagle Ridge Mountain, brother. It's literally it's the ridge of eagles. I find eagles and owls around here often. They're chill. I like shrooms. Takes my mind off nicotine. That's phenomenal, brother. It's anything that takes your mind off of nicotine is great. I mean, I think I think too the reason why shrooms say or any psychedelic would allow you to step outside of the patterns of nicotine is because nicotine, well, for one, if you're looking at a neurological level, it's a dopaminergic compound. You know, you're trying to almost like fill your neural pathways with this endless sort of rabbit hole of nicotine, which is dopamine, which is also like, you know, nicotinic receptors, which is like nullifying. But the idea is that when you introduce mushrooms, obviously it introduces a bit of a serotogenic compound, which is what you desire. Like, you know, when we're binging dopamine, like if you're binging, you know, social media or whatever you are that is binging your dopamine, on the real deeper level, you're desiring a healthy, natural form of serotonin. And often, you know, where do you find natural serotonin? You find it within a healthy diet, within healthy connection. You know, maybe oxytocin that's synonymous with intimacy, be it emotional intimacy, sexual intimacy. But the idea is that I think magic mushrooms too, in my experience, it's not just about receiving neurochemicals naturally. When you do mushrooms, it's almost like, in my experience, it's like a lot of altered states of consciousness. It's returning you to a felt experience that is ancient, you know, a primal experience. Like, say you're in nature, you're sitting with a ancient primal energy. Like, here you are, we are in nature, and when you're on mushrooms, naturally, I'm not on mushrooms, full disclosure. I haven't done mushrooms for probably a couple months now. But the idea is that you're sitting with a primal, ancient energy. Like, you're getting a reminder, a glimpse into the ancient. And for a lot of us, like in modern 2026, this is what we desire on the deepest level. You know, to integrate and honor the primal, the ancient experience. You know, to plunge into the rivers, to dance in the forest, to, I don't know, sing your heart out, to be primal, to being connected with the primal in the ancient context. So I think mushrooms allows us to access this. You know, if you do mushrooms, mass majority of the time, all you want to do is just like sit in silence and, I don't know, for me, I just sit in nature, and it's returning you to this context that we've long forgotten. Yeah. Main reason it works, it's the non-wanted wake-ups that forces me to use nicotine. That is it, bro, too. There's a lot going on, brother. There's a lot going on. Thank you, dog. Thank you, Matoni. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I liked that riff I just played. That felt good. I do not live in the UK. Yeah, I'm in British Columbia, Canada. How about yourself? Yeah, the main reason is work, and non-wanted wake-ups forces me to use nicotine. Oh, I hear you, brother. Yeah, that's valid. I mean, hell, this is, I think, a very intense thing for a lot of people to process. And obviously, we all live unique experiences. We all live in different parts of the world. We have different pressures of society. We have different dimensions of scarcity and escapism. But I'll be honest, building a relationship that is healthy, that is with working, that is finding a job that actually values you, that you value it, it is a difficult, lifelong endeavor. And again, I'm fortunate that I live in British Columbia, Canada, right? I have, I think, many privileges, so to speak. I'm not like rich, or I don't really consider myself that privileged, but I feel honored to live in Canada. But obviously, in different parts of the world, work culture is like insanely different. And what I'm simply saying is I think it's almost like a very spiritual and obviously psychological quest to try to learn to develop a very empowered and healthy relationship with working, with a job. And like, this is a core belief that I feel like I've explored for many years, because, you know, obviously I used to work normal jobs and 9 to 5. I work in the film industry right now. I love working in the film industry. But the idea is, for a lot of us, like, really, this is just the penetrating truth, is we have very limiting beliefs in relation to how we receive income. And this is a conversation a lot of people don't really like to have, and maybe for good reason, but the reality is, I strongly believe that there is nothing that we should compromise in this world, in this life. So whether we're talking about, training at a fitness facility, or maybe an academic institution, or a job, or a romantic relationship, maybe a familial context, these are not things. There's nothing in your life, I fundamentally believe, that you should compromise in this world. Now that's a difficult pill to swallow for many, where we think, but then XYZ, we should compromise this, compromise our values, compromise this, that. But the truth of the matter is, really, this is a deep thing that you should really sit with and recognize. That obviously takes time to integrate this, but I really feel that it's important not to compromise anything in this world. And obviously it all starts here. It all starts in your belief system, what you think and what you believe. I agree, Marcel. It's a difficult pill to swallow. Like, I don't have the answers. For me, what it's looked like has been just sacrificing money for time. That is like, working for periods of time. This is what I used to do when I worked a 9 to 5, and then taking periods off where I would just train martial arts, study school, and hone my crafts. But as a full-grown adult now, I feel pretty blessed where I'm at right now. I work in the film industry. I bring my guitar to work. I, meet and connect people all day. I eat fruit, I play guitar, and I'm building a YouTube business. Like, this is like my very clear vision. It's like, I spend pretty much all my time working towards now being a full-time content creator. And honestly, it's an uphill stride, but I'm very confident in this ability to do this. I'm not Korean in that sense. Word. But again, it's like, I don't have all the answers, and I don't want to offer all the answers, just unsolicited advice, but I really feel strongly, like, take these words with just like a grain of salt, but we are in charge of the beliefs that we instill. Everything fundamentally that you think can or cannot, it starts with your beliefs. So if you're like crystallized in your belief of being like, this is the best way that I can make money, this is the only form of work that is present here, that is possible, it's like, it really requires a very in-depth ability to step outside of your model. And again, we don't all have the same livelihood. We don't have all the same opportunities. We live in a very, diverse dichotomy and world, but I really feel it's important to very simply challenge your beliefs. Recognize how you can reclaim your autonomy, see the deeper vision, build something that you can really lean into. And again, I'm just a guy on a YouTube stream. I don't know the entire context of your life, nor you mine, but I'm just saying, it's your beliefs, brother. Like, you can and should desire to cultivate enriched, empowered beliefs. Now, this doesn't mean you have to do this overnight. What I'm saying is, like, everything starts within your beliefs. And if you can instill new beliefs, you can understand that it's possible to create like a new reality, to align yourself with, say, if this is like a new form of receiving income, even if it's the exact same amount of money, where it's something that's like, it's nurturing some greater vision, or something that's maybe people are valuing you more, it's maybe more comprehensive to your sleep cycle. It's possible. It is possible. But anyway, it's a deeply woven thing. Like, trust me, this will take years to figure this out. But there is something on the other side. And the essence of it is, the caveat is, I'll say this very quickly and then I'll continue to play guitar, but we all, like, whether we're talking about, developing financial relationships with financial intelligence, or, receiving love in this world, or, disciplining yourself, we all have vast arrays of programming. Like, this is the unfortunate truth. It's like, you have to basically be conscious with the fact that we're sitting in generations of programming, of these conditionings that do take a conscious effort to unravel, to unpackage. But yeah, anyway, I am in the forest. Yeah, I'm in the forest of Westwood, brother. I believe so very much. That's exactly right. I mean, love is a very, I spoke of this kind of openly, where it's almost weird and paradoxical. Like I'll speak on my other stream how like love is it is the essence of our being. It is like the returning life force before life, after death. It is the very essence of our being, right? In a very spiritual sense and a vibrational sense. Like love is everything. But it's bizarre in this world how a lot of us, we have so many barriers, so much resistance. It's almost like we're in a world that has reinforced the belief that love is a scarce resource, a scarce entity. But the weird reality is we have to return to the truth of being like, love is the life force. It is everything. It is their fundamental essence of being. And just because we live in a world where we've been programmed to believe that this is a scarce commodity, for lack of a better word, it's like love is the answer. It is what will allow you to heal and lean deeply. And beyond just love, like intimacy, intimacy in the deepest sense, and like opening your heart to it. Surely it's like, I mean, I'm sure it's like obvious to many people, but when you see it and you sort of like try to unpackage, you'd be like, man, like, yeah, there's very little you can't overcome with like a genuine, open-hearted, healed dimension of love. And yeah, love of a woman. No, that's what I'm saying. We're speaking about the same thing, bro. Like I'm blessed. I've been blessed these last, like, I'd say like year and a half, 2 years solid, to have very healthy, very like abundant romantic relationships, like women in my life that are just like angels, like true angels that I'm like, wow, like how in the hell did I actually get this lucky to have these kind of women in my life? But what I'm saying is, when you still receive that love, like, when you heal your nervous system, you heal, your relationship with love and intimacy, where you're like, wow, like, why have I resisted this, for whatever reason? Why is society? It's almost, you come to deep-seated truths. We're just like, damn, like, it's like fundamentally, we're in a very strange world where we're programmed, like, to believe that there's like this competitive you versus me, this kind of scarcity type mindset that needs to be like consciously addressed. We need to unpackage it. But I'm unsure about sex. Seems draining. I'm not sure how old you are, Marcel, but if you're in my similar age group, that's fair. You don't understand English? Well, you're here for the vibe, bro. That's cool. But full disclosure, and this is a long tangent that can go on in many directions, but I'll make this very simple. I practice semen retention. So that is, I consciously transmute sexual energy. I've been doing this for about 5 years. Now, I still make love frequently when I'm in a relationship, which I am right now. But the idea is that the key is sexual energy is beautiful. It is. When it is conscious. When it is, as sort of full circle, all that I've been speaking to, it takes a profound shift to step outside of the programming. Whether we're talking about, how to build a relationship with money, with resource, with maybe models of understanding love, with models of understanding relationships, but sexual energy really is like the foundational, it is the root chakra, the root of our relationship with these things, where I truly feel that this is the crux, the crux being like the most vital importance of how a lot of things stem outwards, is your relationship with sexual energy. And again, as a man, I practice semen retention. So I go for bouts consciously, sometimes for weeks, usually about a week, maybe 2 weeks. I've gone for months, but it depends on how deeply you need to reintegrate your relationship with sexual energy. But all I'm simply saying is sex is beautiful. Love is beautiful. These are natural human experiences. These are things that we should unapologetically embrace. But let's be real here. We live in a society, a weird world where our sexual energy has been distorted, it's been manipulated, it's been programmed in such ways that it is not natural. And we need to recognize the natural, beautiful, primal nature. These are simple truths, like these are simple things. But obviously understanding it is difficult. Maybe too much talking, but you gotta understand the English language, brother. And these are hard facts. It is, I would say it's not easy. But I'll be honest, bro. The thing about semen retention, like, yeah, you're right. If we're not talking about becoming a monk and, spending X amount of time for like 5 months or whatever, just retaining from sexual energy as a whole. You could do that if you desire, if that's what you need. if you really need to reset. But more so what we're talking about is just having the desire to step outside of your pattern, develop discipline. Like, think semen retention aside, what I'm talking about is bit by bit, day by day, thought by thought pattern, allowing yourself to develop a disciplined relationship with sexual energy. So you don't need to torture yourself. You shouldn't, really, it's not going to be easy. Like, let's be real here. Unprogramming generations of ancestral trauma, insanely difficult, but it's a paradox. Like, if you understand anything about paradoxes, the nature of how a lot of us, like, let's be real here. If you want to look at the paradox of the human experience, a lot of us, if not all of us, we are engaging in self-sabotaging patterns all the time. Like, when you look at it, the whole human experience, we're a very contradictive species. Where we're living in such a way where a lot of us, we're like sabotaging ourselves. Everywhere we go, every thought we do, every choice we make, it's self-sabotaging. It's not congruent. It's not truly aligned in the deepest sense. Now, obviously, we're 3D beings. We are a living contradiction. We're living in a dualistic world. So that's okay to some degrees. There's no shame in being a dualistic human being. But if you want to see the deeper truths of how the world works, you need to engage in paradoxes. So the paradox of learning to integrate sexual energy is one of the greatest paradoxes you'll ever see. It's like allowing yourself to abstain in that which you desire. So when you achieve that which you desire, you will have a deeper awareness of why you actually desire this. Because that being said there's nothing inherently wrong with being a sexual being. We're all sexual beings. We're human beings. We're allowed to be this way. It's beautiful. It's primal. It's innate. But there is so much to be learnt from sexual energy, and this is the crux of it. It is a conscious experience. If you're falling into an unconscious nature so actively, and to a point your whole senses, your whole reality is being controlled in an unconscious way, you're not truly in control of your reality. And yeah, again, this is a long many years of integrating. But I think the simplest part of it is lean into the paradox, lean into the discomfort, see the way that you can learn. And again, it's not easy. It's not easy. So you say masturbation is a no-go. I mean, in essence, it's almost like, I'll speak about this briefly, but I personally choose not to masturbate. Also, I've had an intimate partner, a very consistent, safe, healthy, very healthy sexual relationship for a year and a half now. Like, I was dating a Romanian woman. She's an angel. I exited that relationship. I've been dating this other woman. She's phenomenal. What I'm saying is, I choose not to masturbate. And again, that's not up for discussion. People can do whatever they want. Like, I'm not going to pretend that that's the right or wrong way. I think you should have a conscious relationship with that if you choose to do this. So that's not, it's not my business. But in my experience, this has been comprehensive and healthier for my dopamine, for my sex life, for my testosterone, for my dopamine relationship. All those core things have 1000% been better because, yes, I've chosen not to masturbate. I have sex quite frequently. Sometimes it goes for a week or something if I choose not to, but the reality is it's not necessarily about that singular act. It's about your relationship with everything that's associated. So your dopamine, your hormone system, the psychological relationship you form with sexual energy. Like, these are very deeply woven things that I don't think I should go into too much depth. I mean, I don't need to, but this is just the idea is these things exist on the other side. And honestly, it's the paradox. There are beautiful things on the other side. Whoa. Struck that attack very heavy. Yeah. I think the core takeaway of what I'm trying to express, and I explain this to a lot of people, because we're all going to learn on a different phase. We're all going to learn at different times in our life, right? We're all in different phases of our healing integration, as we should be. But the idea of what I really want to convey to anyone that's just listening about all this, right? Dopamine, regulation, semen retention, whatever. It's just there is something on the other side. And this is like a philosophical truth. There's something on the other side that is harmonious. There's something that is balanced, that is integrated. And let me say, you're not fundamentally losing anything. If you think there's like a profound level of like, almost like sacrifice or, compromise, if you think that learning to integrate sexual energy and form conscious, healthy sexual relationships is compromising or sacrificing any part of your experience with the primal human experience, I'll tell you that's not the case. You can have the balance of both. You can have an illustrious, healthy, abundant sexual experience that is aligned with a healthy, emotionally intelligent experience, a partner, whatever you desire to do it. You can have all these things. There is no reason to fear integrating and healing your sexual energy. It only translates into a very beautiful place. Yeah. Anyways, I got you, bro. I'm impressed. I appreciate you still being here. The Russian homie that doesn't understand English, doesn't understand anything I'm saying. Scorpions, Metallica. Honestly, you guys are legends that are still kicking it. That are like, don't understand a word I'm saying. Doing this thinks, why is the mind negative loop going on in the mind and random thoughts are going on in the mind? And feels spiritualist. Yeah. I think you need to articulate that a little better, my friend. Doing this thinks, why in mind? Negative loop. Yes, going on. I think I know what you're saying, though. Avo Victory. I think I know what you're saying, brother. My main man, I am enclosed by native woman. All he desires is money. Huh. Wow. Check out foreigners. I wish I could check out foreigners. That may be the crux, my friend. I've dated native women. A few. And they're phenomenal. Not for me, like not a long-term relationship material. I'm sure they could be. But the experiences I've had is like very much just like a deep, really like emotionally mature connection and spiritual connection, actually. But yeah, that's being said, bro, that's actually what my recent exploration this last years. I dated a Romanian woman for the first time in my life. Phenomenal human being. Phenomenal family. Phenomenal cultural connection. Basically, what I'm going to very simply say is, when dating a Romanian woman, I learned, because I'm, Western. I'm in Canada, BC, right? Most of my life, I've dated Western women. Beautiful experiences, I'm sure I could have a more enriching experience, but I honestly, no complaints. But what I've noticed is when I dated this Romanian woman for about a year and 2 months, which is actually one of the longest relationships I've had, I fell in love with the culture. I fell in love with her healthy relationship with like traditional values, so to speak. OCD, intrusive thoughts. That's unfortunate, brother. That's all of it. Avo Victory. That's everything, bro. That's a part of it. Like, intrusive thoughts. Like, let's be real here. Like, I won't go too deep down this rabbit hole, because, this is a music channel. The reason you may have OCD, I have OCD as well, actually. And I have intrusive thoughts as well, sometimes, actually. I've healed this quite effectively. Not perfect, but it's okay, brother, to feel these ways. But compulsive thoughts. Basically, to Evo Victory, the way to understand how to heal something, or at least integrate something like OCD, is actually to address the root in your nervous system and your dopamine and psychology, why compulsive thoughts are present. Now, again, this is you're not alone, brother. Like, you're not alone. In society, there's a reason why people have compulsive thoughts. I won't go too much in depth to the psychology, but very simply, we're in a society where if you suppress, this goes deep into your core wounds, to your, childhood psychology of like, if you're suppressing your thoughts, like think about this, right? In the nature of psychology, if you have a desire, a need, be it emotional, be it if it's like you want to express your truth, and you're suppressing this, like you're suppressing your nature, be it if it's a sexual nature, be it if it's an emotional connection, which is all of this, we're human beings. If you're suppressing this, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to basically manifest as a compulsion. Like if you have needs, which you're a human being, you have needs, you deserve to have your needs met, and you are suppressing your needs, and all spectrums of what these needs are, they're going to manifest as compulsions. This is what OCD is, brother. Like if you're compulsively acting out, this is your mind trying to achieve and ensure your needs get met. But it's doing so unconsciously because you have not consciously addressed the fact that you are a human being and you deserve to have your needs met. So if you're experiencing like OCD, intrusive thoughts, these are things that are compulsive. They're compulsive very nature. This is a pathology. This is not natural. This is not something that is a natural process of the human experience. This is your mind basically trying to process your suppressed thoughts. You know, your suppressed, natural, very healthy, normal need to have your needs met. So, yeah, it's basically like, brother, you need to let yourself probably go to therapy, probably sit with a psychological, psychoanalysis or something. But the truth of the matter is, I mean, I have never been to therapy in my life, actually, strangely enough. I just psychoanalyze myself. But what I'm saying is like, yeah, it is like we're talking about a deep realm of understanding the subconscious mind. Learn and study the subconscious mind. Honor it. Recognize that you do not need to suppress your needs, your truth. Honor your psyche. And absolutely, these intrusive thoughts or OCD, these will remedy. These will, in time, they will integrate themselves. But it's okay, brother. You're a human being. I'm glad I don't understand me. It's a great thought, though, brother. It's a great narrative. It's a great narrative. I appreciate you're still here, brother. I appreciate you're still here. Like the homie that doesn't understand a word I'm saying, you're the MVP, brother. You're just here. You're just here for it. Thank you, brother. I have good news and bad news. Well, not even good news and bad news, but about victories. I've never been to therapy. Again, like I've never had a counselor. I think I went to therapy when I was like 6 or 7 years old when I was young as fuck. And I was, I kind of went through the process, but I'm a classic example of a guy who's not been to therapy, which might surprise you because I also have an identical twin who is a counselor, and I study psychology. I love psychology. I study it very openly. I read a lot about it. I am a student of the human experience. So in many rights, I honor the psychological process. But you don't need necessarily therapy. Maybe you do. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with, no shame in attending therapy. It's not for me necessarily. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll find an amazing therapist and we'll do some amazing things. But what I do think, again, the core thing of what I was saying is you will find peace and clarity by honoring the means of finding a relationship with the subconscious mind. Because again, everything I was saying can be summarized in a very simple context. That is, honoring the subconscious. Like, the means of what I was talking about, like compulsive thoughts. Maybe just research what it means to have compulsive thoughts, like to be compulsive. Understand what this means by definition. And again, what I'm speaking is, there's a book, you may want to look into this book if you find this interesting, Avo Victory. There's a book that I read that made all this very clear. Now I'll be honest here, this book is very intense. Why? Because this probably will surface a lot of things. It will connect a lot of dots. It's a book called No More Mr. Nice Guy. You may be familiar, some of you might be familiar, probably not, but I'll summarize what No More Mr. Nice Guy is. It is a book that's written by a psychologist whose core thesis is studying nice guy syndrome. Nice guy syndrome is basically a term this guy uses for the people-pleasing complex. Now, this obviously applies to men and women, but he's a man. His entire thesis is studying men that, like himself, that literally suffer from nice guy syndrome, which is the people-pleasing complex. And basically what I'm going to simply summarize, again, take this all with a grain of salt, there's much deeper parts of this, but the nice guy complex is basically what I kind of just explained, is basically the paradox of pretending that our needs don't exist and basically creating self-sabotaging, destructive loops in everything that we do to ensure our needs don't get met. This is something we've all developed. Not all of us, obviously. We're not all operating from this complex, but a lot of us. We developed this in childhood. And this is not necessarily our fault, It's like, it has to do with our parents and their psychology. What I'm simply saying is, the core of a lot of suffering, a lot of self-sabotaging, self-destructive behavior, much like OCD, much like intrusive thoughts, which you just commented on. This is because of the people-pleasing complex. And I'll be very honest here. There's various clear ways to penetrate the people-pleasing complex. Now, sometimes it's actually very simple. Sometimes it's literally just, in the simplest right, basically penetrating this deep-seated belief that we feel we need to please the people around us. Like, think about this, right? In modern society, a lot of us have this deeply penetrating belief. They're like, oh, I'm afraid to offend people. We think that we need to please everybody so ever-presently. And obviously societal, models exist for a reason. But let's be real here. When you're suffering from the people-pleasing complex, like a lot of us do, in some strange reason, the deepest, most cathartic thing you can do is basically telling yourself in a very healthy way that you just don't give a fuck. Like, you gotta penetrate this conditioning with a radical authenticity. But anyway, we're talking, this is getting a little bit tangented, but yeah. I feel like I'm feeling pretty good. I'm having a good day, and I just felt like I want to offer some perspective, friend. Beautiful. Welcome, Romania. We love Romanians. Appreciate you, connection. But yeah. I got you, Russian homie. Yeah, brother, humanity is beautiful. Like, humanity is beautiful. But absolutely, like, the simplest parts of what I was expressing is really just the simple fact of, like, yeah, it's learning to honor this innate part of you that desires to have your needs met. Like, basically, the simplest part, if I can encapsulate all this rambling that I really advocate, is that we as human beings deserve to have our needs met. Emotionally, sexually, primal urges and primal expressions of the philosophical context of the human experience. We deserve to have all these needs met. And I'll be honest, bro, a lot of the core realms of fragmentation, that is being split off from things, feeling indifferent, feeling, isolated, feeling this fragmentation, the suffering. A lot of this is just fundamentally us suppressing and denying this cardinal truth. This cardinal truth that is like, you deserve to have these things met. You deserve to live this most abundant life in XYZ. But anyways, let's return to the music, my friends, because we're in a beautiful forest. Well, this is kind of part of, like, full disclosure. This is kind of part of what I felt like desired to do today. It's like, I wanted to chill in the forest, create some nice ASMR, kind of just speak what I feel is on my truth, just be real, keep it authentic. Because this is what I feel is important, just being in the forest, being able to just speak your mind, be unfiltered, be real. You can do this too, I think it's important to have safe spaces where you can just speak your truth, be as unfiltered as you want. Sort of an awkward angle to scale through, but this is the one. The country is not night. Yes, sir. It's British Columbia, friend. British Columbia. Yeah. Appreciate you, appreciate you, connection. Of course, appreciate you too, Afo. I'm not alone here. Yeah. I feel you, exactly. That's what I feel like, in the simplest right. The forest is a sacred place to me, you know. I can just speak my mind. I'm around literally nobody for miles, and I can speak my truth as much as I desire. You know, just be unfiltered if I want to talk about deep things. And I think everyone should have that safe space. And yeah, you're right. It's like, if I was in my room, you know, there's like if people could hear me, you know, I'd maybe filter myself a little more. But I think it's powerful to do so. Yes. Some black metal riffs. That's an interesting thought, brother. I don't know if that's what I'm going to flow through, but yeah. Let's flip on the forest river for you guys. This is what I'm seeing right here in front of me. I don't know if you guys can hear this very well, the guitar, but some woman walking by that's just kind of like, it's like, who's this? What's this guy doing? Chilling in the forest. Beautiful, amazing. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, the microphone I'm sure is picking up this very nicely. I often don't give these microphones enough credit, but they are beautiful. Yes. When I sleep in mind, automatically remember my past moments, best moments. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. Like, this is a core thing, Able Victory. And obviously, you're human, brother. We're human. It's all good. Like, you are human. You got to figure these things out by embracing the human experience. But it sounds like, and this is a very core thing, this is a deep rabbit hole. You likely, like a lot of us, really need to honor your nervous system. To honor your nervous system. Which obviously this stems to, you know, your relationship you formed with your nervous system via dopamine, via testosterone, adrenaline. But the idea is, it's very likely, like, you know, what you may be feeling, because again, this is a very normal pathology, unfortunately, in the modern world, is you need to form a deeper relationship with your nervous system. Now, what does this look like? Well, this looks like often, you know, being at peace with stillness. This looks like things like cold plunges, cold plunge practice. I wouldn't say just go and dive into a cold plunge, you know, off the get-go. I'm on day 29 of cold plunges. This looks like doing breath work. This looks like singing your heart out. This looks like, you know, strength training. This looks like various dimensions of your nervous system, brother. This is how you perceive and experience the world. So, you know, if it's like you're finding yourself, your nervous system is like overwhelmed, your nervous system is dysregulated, which is unfortunately normal in this real world, what this is inviting you is to lean deeper into practices that regulate the nervous system, right? You know, this is probably the key. And this is an unfortunate reality that a lot of us, we have pretty damn dysregulated nervous systems. But it's the absolute. Excuse me. It's like tripping on my words. Because in the simplest right, like in the very simplest right, a lot of what I'm offering in this channel, like what I'm doing, a mass majority of the time, you know, I create meditative sound journeys, is literally I'm basically creating a portal that is designed, like in the real world, but also in this YouTube stream, to regulate the nervous system. You know, I'm creating meditative sound journeys, you know, music, etc., etc. These are all things I just do because I love it. I've been doing this for years, and this is all in a deep way designed to regulate and calm the nervous system. It's designed to, you know, create a very beautiful conscious relationship with the nervous system. This is a part of my intention with this channel. It's always been this way. But yeah, the key is really going deeper, brother. Finding the way to honor and learn about your nervous system. You know, integrate it, regulate it. Yeah. It's, bro, there's many reasons. There's many, many, many reasons to love music. Many. But yeah, brother, learning about the nervous system, it is the key. It's not easy. Like, let's be real. It's not a coincidence that everything, like almost everything that is like probably very pivotal, like, let's be real here, I've done, again, this is a perfect example, is a very effective way to regulate the nervous system and the dopaminergic system is right here. Rivers, cold plunges. These are freezing cold rivers. I've done this every day for the last 29 days, and I will do this every day for the foreseeable future. You know, I plunge into the rivers. I do also cold showers. But the idea is, this is just one example that is not easy. Like, let's like, it's obviously, it's for real. It's like, to plunge into a freezing cold river is not easy. And I don't necessarily think people should do it unless you condition your body. But this is one example of how you're basically embracing discomfort to regulate your nervous system for the better in various ways. It's like, and there's many ways. And I'll be honest, most of the most effective ways, they're not easy. They are not easy at all. At least not initially. Eventually they do become easy. Feels so good to be around this river, though. Is Mother Nature, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you chiming in, Russian homie that doesn't understand English. Yeah, dog. Cap K, he gets it. I feel like Cap K is definitely an intelligent dude. Just from the constant, perspective I can sense from the homie. But genuinely, it's that. Like, so much can be really very much encapsulated in when you become uncomfortable, or when you become comfortable with being uncomfortable, you lean into discomfort, your life will change for the better, radically. But obviously that's a rabbit hole. That is a deep rabbit hole. And I spoke of this openly yesterday. I'll be honest, a lot of my life, like a lot of it, literally is gravitating around discomfort. Like, genuinely, I push my body to destruction in calisthenic strength training. I plunge into freezing cold rivers. I push myself far out of my comfort zone to, you know, perform in front of people, to push myself and, you know, engage with people I've never met on the dance floor. Like, all this shit is genuinely uncomfortable, but I love it. You know, I feel like I know how pivotal and transformative it is to my life and my psychology. So I do these things anyways, all the time. You just gotta embrace the discomfort, friend. Especially as men. Like, obviously, as all human beings, discomfort and all these practices are transferable. We're men, right? As masculine energy, as men, this is our universal path. This is our directive. This is our imperative. We are as masculine energy. Masculine energy is a directional force. It's meant to move forward. It's meant to penetrate, in the various ways. This masculine energy, right? And as we as men, this is like our innate, primal, energetic experience. We're meant to lean into discomfort. We're meant to just penetrate these. This is warrior energy, warrior archetype energy. And it's like, it just makes sense. It makes perfect sense, right? Discomfort. We're meant to do this. We are men. We're designed for this. And quintessentially, when you look at a society that is leaning away from discomfort, it's like you're diverting from the very core primal realm of being a man, of masculinity, of what masculinity desires to do, of the role that it plays within the universe. And obviously this goes without saying, but when you begin to understand and study energy dynamics, masculine energy in the universe and feminine energy, of course, in the universe, masculine energy in the corest, most primal way, it attracts feminine energy. If you are embodying and honoring your masculine energy, you are just by default, if you're really honoring the most primal, most genuine sense of masculine energy, you are going to resonate and attract feminine energy. It's just the very sense. At least a woman that is aligned with her feminine energy. But that's another story. To restore the body, what you eat after the thing. Oh, bro, yeah. Did you remember me, homie? Of course, Giga Chad. How could we forget the Giga Chad Gansha? That's a great name, though, brother. Yeah, but for the homie asking about what I eat, this may not surprise you, but I eat very clean and very consistent and a very healthy diet all the time. I've been a vegetarian for about 12 years now, and I love it. I love every part. Now, that being said, we're not going to go in this rabbit hole. I mean, I don't judge anyone. If you eat meat, that's okay, brother or sister. But I'm a vegetarian. I'm an athlete, and I'm also a vegetarian. I eat tons of rice, tons of sweet potatoes, tons of quinoa. I don't know. I just eat everything healthy you can imagine. I just eat that shit like crazy. Lots of fruits, lots of nut butters like cashew butter and cashews. I just eat healthy shit, and I love it. I really don't have a desire to eat anything unhealthy. My body is full of really healthy food, and that's what I eat all the time. I'm also a very good cook. I know how to cook lots of trippy flavors, but yeah, deadass. And the simplest explanation is my diet is very clean. I'm an outlier. I have zero desire to eat unhealthy food. I'll eat chips every once in a while if I want to eat chips, because I just don't give a fuck, because I eat so healthy typically. But that's the thing, is diet is everything. I don't have to go on much of a rabbit hole for that. I think most of you understand, but getting to this place where you integrate a very healthy diet is life-changing. I'm also an athlete, so for me, I eat for various reasons. I eat for my brain health. I eat so I can train effectively. But yeah, it's a very deep rabbit hole, but what you eat does matter. Not easy. It basically everything I've just talked about. Whoa, no. Everything I just talked about discipline and discomfort and all that stuff, that all deeply correlates and coincides with what you eat. Being disciplined with what you eat is probably the fundamental discipline. But yeah, I'm a strong believer in just eating clean, eating consistent, and eating with tons of flavor. Man, though. Asking. Oh, damn. My phone is reaching 20-30%. God damn. Yeah, I'm gonna unplug myself. That's the truth, brother. Hell yeah, dude. The flute is what's good. 20-tone flutes. Yeah, bro. This 25 pan flute. You get it. You know what's good. You know what's good, my friend. Yeah, I eat tons of eggs. Like, I'm a vegetarian. I probably would be vegan if I didn't eat tons of eggs. That's another thing. I eat tons of eggs. I also like honey every once in a while, but yeah, I eat lots of eggs, brother. Yeah. Thank you, dog. I feel very blessed right now, like in my life, you know. I feel like I have a beautiful, incredible partner. You know, I have, you know, I feel really good about my direction with YouTube. I feel healthy. I feel strong. And, yeah, I just want to pass on that good energy. I want to, like, share space, offer, at least if I can plant a seed of perspective for those that are maybe trying to still figure these things out. Because obviously I've been there. I've gone through some crazy shit, bro. Like, human beings, bro, we are in this 3D reality. It is intense. It's a lot. But yeah, straight up, it's good to have good healthy practices and healthy support and people in your life that help make these things a little bit easier, you know, a little bit easier to bear. And of course, music. Music does objectively, like, you know, I speak of this in excess, dancing and music, and of course training and various parallels, but dancing and music, it does make your life objectively better. Like, really, it's like, and subjectively, where it's like, when you have the ability to transmute raw energy into music or into, like, dancing, right? These things are life-changing. Like, this is just cold hard facts. Cold hard. Yeah. Well, vegetarianism, it's more common out where meat processing is more unhealthy. Probably so. I'll be honest, I mean, I live in BC, Canada, so I'm sure there is absolutely access to really healthy, high-quality meat. It's probably very expensive. Of course it's very expensive. That's one of the core reasons I became a vegetarian, because I was, you know what, I can't afford, you know, high-quality farm fed, grass-fed meat. I just couldn't afford it. Probably nowadays I probably could afford it, but I've been a vegetarian for like 11 years now, and I love being vegetarian. It works very well for me. The caveat though, like, this could go on a very deep tangent, but we'll just keep it simple. The reason why I can be a vegetarian is, well, for one, obviously I've experimented, I've been consistent, and yeah, just consistent with my diet. But the second thing is, I'm also very good at understanding the mind. I study the mind. Like, I take time to study health science. Hell, I've studied health science for so many years, to a point where I actually almost became a nutritionist and a dietitian. Like, I was going to college for various things, and I actually almost was like dead set. You know what? I'm going to be a nutritionist, because it felt like an amazing idea. After then, I more leaned into music therapy, and then I exited college and just did my own thing. But the reality of it is, diet is very, health science, that is, it's a thing, it's a science that is a very deep rabbit hole that I think personally you should study. And for me, as a guy that has been before I became vegetarian, I took a lot of time studying the mind, studying, you know, the body, the physiological body. So this is why, for me, it definitely works. I'm very good at, like, studying the mind, studying amino acids, studying, like, all the different parts of the body and the physiological body. So I made it work. I've made being a vegetarian work very well, and I will continue to make it work well. And even if a person is technically, like, physiologically, they're able to be a vegetarian, it also requires, like, a very honest and direct way of studying the mind and the body. It's almost like it really takes, like, a direct analysis of understanding what your body needs, you know, understanding how to dial in nutrients, how to dial in changes based on deficiencies and indeficiencies. Like, it really takes a lot of study that maybe not everyone can necessarily do. But yeah, basically you got to become your own nutritionist if you desire to be a vegetarian. And even if you're not a vegetarian, you should do this anyways. This is what I recommend. But again, I've also been an athlete for, like, you know, 16 years or so. So for me, I developed these things out of necessity, but now it's just, this is how I live. I love eating clean. I love learning about the mind and the body, because I also love training. Because, you know, training makes me a better musician. It makes me a better XYZ. It's just like, exercise really is the key like understanding how to intelligently, effectively exercise, you probably understand this to some degrees, but it really, like on the deepest level, I'm telling you, it is the key to so many doors. It will open so many doorways. All right. Well, I think what we're gonna do, has been 2.5 hours. That's pretty legendary, I must say. Whew. My feet are falling asleep. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount my camera again and head back home and charge my phone and get back into my studio. But this has been very interesting. Because like the essence of, I think what I love about a lot of this, like talking with you guys and just, you know, expressing what's been on my mind and what I think has been helpful to me that may be relevant to some of you, is like, this is what I really love to do. Like, I feel this is what I would love to continue to create content about, even if it's like a side, you know, side channel, like a Patreon. And like, I just love creating content that is being very authentic and honest, and that helps people. Because I think this should be a free commodity, like dead ass. I think people, and you obviously, I have a lot of content creators, like YouTubers. Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you, Cap. I have a lot of content creators in my sphere that I've been inspired by. Like, you know, you can think of, there's a lot of like self-development type creators. Some are really good, some are kind of falling off, I think. But in truth, this is what I love. I love this realm of YouTube. I think YouTube, I'm just putting on this little spinny thing. YouTube is, I think it really is, it flourishes when it becomes a community of creators offering free, more or less free, you know, AdSense revenue type content where people are just there to offer really good advice. Like, this is like the technological revolution that I think is a good part of the internet and social media land. Okay, I gotta figure out how to pop this back on. Very nice. I think we've done it, friends. Actually, yeah, we'll do that. Oh, nothing's falling. I love these angles. Like, this is like such a weird... Actually, I'm not going to do that. Except that angle sucks, but there's just something so magical, like, you know, like these magical angles of having a phone mounted on a guitar. It just feels like such a great angle. It's like, this is the POV of my guitar. POV of the angle of my guitar that I'm holding. Just some high-tier videography, in my experience. Okay. I think that's all I need for that. Pretty much good to get out of here. Whoa! I feel like I need to find a better way to mount this one part. Because this Google Pixel phone is just like such a heavy phone. That's what's up. Easy. It's funny, I noticed this myself. I kind of have this habit where when I do something that's like really uncomfortable or difficult, like maybe a long cold plunge, or like, you know, maybe like a PR, like a strength training PR or something, I always like to just tell myself, I'm just like, that was easy, like easy dopamine. It's nothing. It's not necessarily the truth. That's kind of my default. It's just like, yeah, that shit was easy as nothing. Mind over matter. All right. Back on this go. Hell yeah, back to the chat. Speed knowledge, spread knowledge. That's the facts, brother. The knowledge, brother. Like, I swear, it really is that powerful. Like, you speak your truth, you know, you just put that out there into the cosmos, and that changes people's lives. Like, you know, my audience is you know, upwards, we're reaching 1,000, which is beautiful, bless. But I am looking forward to having, like, massive audience, you know, to be able to reach into the deepest depths, like, of internet land, you know, YouTube land. It's like that. I'm looking forward to being able to send that love and that energy in such a way. Oof. Ah. Very nice. Do you happen to eat tofu? I do, actually, on the odd occasion. Not as frequently, but sometimes when I eat like Thai kind of food dishes, I often just air fry it, actually. Yeah, air frying I find is probably the best way in my experience. Like, you know, you make like a sort of a spice or a marinade type of thing, and then you just air fry it. Oof. 1 second, I got to. Whoa. Oh shit.